Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and welcome to High Vibe TV, my daily show where we like to address the negative but embrace the positive. And welcome to my daily show today because it is an awesome day, March the 8th of 2018, and happy International Women's Day to everybody out there. Thanks so much for being here. Now, we like to start with my daily thought, and today's daily thought is, sure, we ask for a lot of things in life to manifest, but are we really ready for what comes? Fear comes up when actual manifestations show up. And this is actually one of the higher tiers of the most difficult aspects of true manifestation. We can do all the vision boards we want. We can do all the manifesting procedures, the new moon ceremonies, all these great things in our life. But when it actually shows up, are we prepared? We could be fearful. Oh my gosh, it actually showed up. And most, times that I find with the clients that I deal with, or my experience even in my own manifesting, when it finally shows up, there is fear, there's anxiety, there's panic, there's a freak out. Like, I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to do this, because we have to go over that hump, which is fear. And what happens is when we get that fear of when it finally shows up and we choose to back away from it, oh boy, now that army of fear just starts growing larger and larger, because now you come up with every reason of why you shouldn't do it. No, I shouldn't do it anyways. And then you start believing in new stories that are negative, stories that are not true to what you really wanted. It didn't work out because I didn't like it. Or, it didn't work out because I didn't like the person that was dealing with it. The universe just served you a platter, silver platter with everything that you ever wanted on it. And it's so funny on how that's how fast the world works. I think it's even weirder to think that we're in a world in which we ask for things and it shows up, and if it doesn't show up exactly the way that we want it to, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to step into it. It's got to be perfect. But I can tell you that life is short. We are in a place where manifesting comes at very rare moments and times in our life. Divine timing is everything. And so when it shows up, and it might not look exactly the way that you want to, but if God shows up with wood and you need to build a house and you want brick, well, maybe you should build the wood and see what comes next week. Because at least if you start building the house, now the universe knows, okay, bricks needed, flooring's needed, all these things. Sometimes the universe shows up with something that we're looking at, and we might be fearful of it because we realize, oh my gosh, I wanted to build a house and now I got to build one. So we come up with excuses like, the wood that they sent was horrible. I'm going to wait another year. Maybe they'll send better wood. I mean, these are the issues that I see all the time in manifesting, is the universe manifests your dreams all the time, but it's you being aware of your fear of actually finishing through. Finishing through is everything in manifestation. Completion. If you can't complete the whole process of manifestation, which is actually a process from the start of the idea, the heart-centered base, the creative vision, the imagination, all the way to the close, which is the acceptance and the courage to accept and move into manifestation. When people think of manifestation, they think of when it has been manifested. But the reason why it's been manifested, it's already been done. Manifestation and the whole practice is to make sure that you step over that last hump. A lot of people have, difficulties either at the front end, right? Coming up with the imagination. I don't know what I want in my life. Or it's the last end. Oh, it finally showed up and I'm fearful and I don't know if I really want to do it. And oh gosh, like this. And these are the reasons that we don't manifest the things in life that we want. It comes down to realizing that it isn't an issue of whether or not you can manifest, it's how you manifest. And that starts with the front, knowing what you want, knowing that vision, owning it in your heart, or that last part, the fear of what it looks like when it actually shows up. People ask for love all the time. As an astrologer in my private practice, I would say that that's probably the most asked thing when somebody asks for something in a reading is, my love life. Well, a lot of people will be single or in a current relationship and they want better love, but when it shows up, either if it's in a relationship and it's going to show up with maybe an argument that's going to require some work to fix things. Maybe I don't want to deal with that. Or a single person when finally, okay, the universe has shown up with some dates for you. Oh gosh, it doesn't look the way that I want to. I think that we become these crazy perfectionists of nothing. We can't build anything in life unless we take the initial first step. It's a lot like starting a job. You usually don't become the CEO, you usually have to go through the steps. You usually have to start with the entry-level position, which is usually demoralizing for people, but it's those that come in and realize, I know if I come down this road, that, I know the universe will offer me great things. Like, a good example is, let's say, and I'll use a personal example, I started racing in the last couple years, jet skis. I started at the bottom, the novice, the most basic level. And my first race was embarrassing. I flew off, I almost killed myself, I was jumping, it was crazy. But you know what? At least I went and did it. And now I've got sponsors and offers to go to other countries to race. And it's like, whoa, you have to take that first initial step in life. And even though it might be scary, you got to get over that hump. And then the other hump is when it finally shows up, which in this case would be race day, you got to show up and get on it and go through the fears and the panic of it's mainly the fear that you don't know what it's going to turn out like. And I think it's so important for you to realize that this world is not a world that is built upon you being screwed over or that you are not able to manifest. That isn't it. It's your own fear of truly manifesting it that is the problem. Let's go to today's story of the day. I got a couple good stories for you today. The first one is especially about fear and manifesting. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, all I wanted to do was be on television. And so I put it out there to the universe. I want to be on reality. Well, actually, reality didn't even exist. Didn't even exist, believe it or not. Reality TV came out when I got into television. And so finally, in 2003 and 2004, I got offers from MTV to be on some shows. And so I was so excited. Finally, my dream had manifested. So I go to the audition, I kill the audition. It's awesome, I do great, I do wonderful. So finally, get the show. That morning, I have to show up. It's a 4-day shoot. Show up to the shoot. And when those cameras turn on, I go from the guy that you know every day to freaked out. Because, we get really excited about what we want to manifest in our life, but I think that we need to remember that fear is something that we have to learn to take over, to grip. And I remember I was so scared because, I was so excited, but yet when it shows up comes the real work. People get really excited about manifesting all the time, and especially I did. I always get really excited about what I want to manifest. But when it comes, holy shit, am I not ready usually? Oh my gosh, becomes okay, it became real. And there's this huge moment of am I going to walk through this? Now, I'm somebody who says YOLO all the time. YOLO. If you don't know what YOLO is, it's you only live once. So usually when I come to these moments, I go, YOLO, I know I'll be all right. I'll get through it somehow, even though it's going to be scary and I'll be going through fear and I might not know what's going on. I've got to step into it. And you know, after the first day of shooting, which wasn't my best, I finally got my swing of things. And boy, oh boy, the next couple days of the shoot went awesome. And so, you know, it was like I got over the hump. Now, on more different extreme fears, a personal story in my life is I've been very public, and if maybe you're new to this show, I deal with anxiety and panic disorder. And I've been going through therapy for years for that, and I haven't had a panic attack, and I couldn't even tell you the last time, and I'm able to get through my days now with very little anxiety. But it took a lot to get through that. And what was interesting was all I wanted to manifest was being free and clear of anxiety, being free and clear of panic disorder. But I was afraid to do the things that required me to do that. I just wanted to sit in my house and hope that it would just go away. The hardest part about it was I had to accept help. I needed help in my life. I needed therapy. I needed to go to a program because it got so bad that I was agoraphobic to where I couldn't leave my house. And if you've ever had agoraphobia, I wouldn't wish it on anybody in the world. I remember walking to my front door and looking outside and being like, nope, and being terrified. I remember looking at the trees and being terrified. I remember looking at a mountain and being terrified. The world was too much for me because my anxiety had reached such high levels in my life that literally I couldn't do anything anymore, and I expected that it would just go away. And the greatest fear wasn't the fear of the panic and the anxiety, because usually we've got to go and see what's behind a fear. There's usually a fear behind a fear, a bigger one, because fears like to hide themselves through other fears. Or fears are actually very deceptive. Like they actually try and come around and say, no, this is the fear. But really it's hiding the big fear, because that fear knows if you tackle it, it's a lot like a locust. It's a lot like a spider on top of you, sucking away like a mosquito. Fears hide themselves, and the bigger fears hide themselves through smaller ones to make you think, why can't I get over this fear? How come I can't get over, in my case, this anxiety? I'm doing everything I can. I'm meditating. I'm eating the right food, people say. I'm doing all these things, but really it was me afraid to go, okay, so I take the initiative and I start to go to some therapists, and it doesn't go the way that I want to. I go to only one session and I freak out and I have a panic attack in there and I freak out and I go, no, this doesn't work. Well, I go back to my house and it gets to the point where I can't even leave my house anymore. Like I'm literally ordering groceries online. Like literally my mom would call me and be like, are you okay? Like she was freaking out. My family, I'm like, don't worry, I'm alone. I take care of myself. I'm having Vons deliver groceries to my house. And then I'm literally having them sit, I would tell the guy, just, can you bring him upstairs and like put him in my fridge for me? And then I'd go in my room and close the door. And I'd say, yeah, close the door when you get out. That's how bad my anxiety got in my life. So it got to a point to where I was sitting on my balcony one day just because I wanted to be outside because I've been stuck in my house for so long, and I was doing all my videos in a studio in my garage at the time. So that was my life. Wake up, sit in my bed all day and try and distract myself through movies or something and TV, and then go downstairs, and if I had to film something, film it real quick, eat, go upstairs, go back to bed. Like that was my life for like 3 months. It was horrible. So I finally get out on my balcony and I'm sitting there going, this is the worst my life could ever be. I mean, I'm literally ready to just surrender it all. And it was at that point that I made a phone call to my family asking for help. And I asked to go into a program. I actually thought I was going to need to go into a mental hospital. I was like, somebody's just going to need to just throw me in a bed and just shoot me up with something and just hopefully I don't care. I'm at that point, right? But it was at that point for me asking for help that opened up a million doors, facing my fear, which the biggest fear was me getting help. And when I did that, boom, there was a program that opened up. Now, I thought it was a mental hospital. So I show up, and I have my mom drive me there, go to this meeting. They're really nice to me, and it's an outpatient program. I show up every day for 4 weeks. They teach me about anxiety. They let me see therapists. They let me see psychiatrists, and they figure out what is my situation. Because it takes weeks to figure out mental health situations, not just like one day, even or one session. If you go to therapy, you got to be able to like deal with this stuff. Long story short, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I got my life back in a day. That's how fast manifestation came. After that, I was driving there every day. I was smiling again. I was walking outside. I remember walking into a restaurant, which I hadn't been in like a year and a half or something, and freaking out that I was able to sit down and have a meal. Fears hide behind fears. And the biggest fear is us afraid to tackle the true thing we really want. The true thing we really want is what we are the most afraid of. And so today's pump up is to remember this. God and the universe will never give you more than you can handle. Ever. No matter what the situation is, you'll be able to handle it. We fear that God's going to, and it's not even God, because actually the truth is you're fearing that God's not going to be there. Think about that one. When you're so scared about a situation, you're afraid that God won't show up and that the situation will get too crazy and it will get too intense and it will all go bad and you won't be able to handle it. God doesn't ever put you in a position that you can't handle. No matter how extreme or traumatic that it goes, you can handle it and you get through it and you're still here, you know? That is so important for you to remember. And the number one thing that you should always remember is this is about like whether or not you are thinking that, oh, I know God will be there, or whether or not you're doubting it and going, oh no, God won't be there. Because instead of you saying, I'm scared, it won't turn out good, you need to start realizing, oh, I'm not trusting that the universe has my back. I'm like giving my trust in fear. I'm giving my trust in negativity. I'm giving my trust in blocking my true energy and true passion. And especially when something great finally shows up in your life that you've been waiting for to answer to all your prayers, there you are, attaching to fear and thinking, oh no, I don't think that this can come. And especially, you know what, I'll be honest with you, I'm an astrologer, so, you know, as an astrologer, we like to plan transits out and do all these things, and when I look forward, I'll look at days and be like, oh man, this is gonna be a crazy day, this is gonna be hard. But I can't let that from me stopping me if the universe has showed up with, look at what's showing up in your life to manifest on that day. I am not a big believer in, oh my gosh, don't do it, you can't do it. We learn lessons in everything. Sure, sometimes they might be hard, but it'll always be something that you can handle. So even as an astrologer, when it looks crappy or it doesn't look good, but it's shown up in my life, I'm a huge believer that the reason why it's here is a major lesson. That the universe is going to show me something beautiful and great. And I know that I will be able to handle it because I trust God and I trust the universe to be able to make that happen. I don't know if you know, but every day I do a daily video on futurelife.tv and FutureLife the app. Make sure that you check it out. I've also got 11 other awesome practitioners on there doing love and relationships, tarot cards, other astrology, horoscopes, and lifestyle, health, and wellness. You're not going to want to miss it. FutureLife.tv. Try your 7-day free trial today, and it's only $5.99 a month. Anyways, let's go to commercial. I'll be right back right after this. Hi, Grandma. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good. No, I'm eating really healthy right now in my life. Lots and lots of vegetables. Yeah. And potatoes too. You know, they're vegetables, aren't they? Yeah. No, I'm eating healthy. I feel really good. Yeah, I'm in shape too. Oh, my relationship, Grandma? Oh, it's going great. We're really connected right now. No, I mean, the love's there. She's lots of attention. We really have really interesting conversations too. No, yeah, don't worry about me, Grandma. It's going good. Oh, my dreams. You know, you don't have to worry about my dreams. They're always coming true. Yeah, financially, everything's going good. I've got everything I want, the job I want. Yeah, everything's going good there. Future Life? What's that, Grandma? I know, I'll follow your advice. What is it? It's a new app? I'll check it out. Future Life.
Future Life. Wake up to your future like you've never seen before.
Welcome back to High Vibe TV. I'm your host, David Palmer, the Leo King, and thank you so much for being here. Now, this is my challenge of the day section, and I really thought of this challenge more intricate than I usually think of my challenge of the days usually. This one's interesting. Create a vision board of all the things you want in your life. But in that vision board, to the right of it, underneath it, wherever, put your greatest fear that would come up if it came true. Because the true vision that you're going to have to overcome is that. Not, oh, I need money in order to go to Tahiti or wherever that you want to go. That's not the issue. There might be something deeper that is, you're afraid to try something new to get money. You're going to reveal the deeper shades and the shadows of all of the things that you want to manifest in your life when you actually look at it and go, this is what I want in my life. Now, if it showed up in all ways, where would I freak out? Where would I not be able to do this? Or even because it could be on the front end, right? Because like I said in this show, manifesting either is on a fear on the front end or a fear on the back end, or it's both, and you got to get over two humps. I'm usually the both kind of guy. I usually have a fear about it at the beginning and at the other half, so I go over 2 speed bumps in my life, but some of us go through one. The one thing that I want to say is, it doesn't matter. You will see whatever the fears that come up around that vision. Now, we get taught all this fluff about vision boards and they're going to do great and they're going to make my life happen. And trust me, they do work. But what they don't show you is, why don't you write the fear of what you're fearful about or what you feel a lack of in that manifesting, so you know what to really focus on as the bridge to get to your manifestation. There's a bridge, and the bridge is through overcoming your fear. The bridge is overcoming your feeling of lack. The bridge is the faith that you must have to get over those situations and fears to get exactly where you want to go in your life. If you do not have a bridge to your manifestation, you will sink. You will not make it there. There's no boat. You will have to take the long way around. And this life is too short to take the long way to your dreams. Too short. You do not want to wait. Trust me on this. I wish you know what, especially when you become an adult, right? What is the first thing we always tell ourselves? I always think that the first thing we tell ourselves is, man, why wasn't I doing that when I was 18? Man, if I was 18 all over again, oh my gosh, I would have done all this and this and that and this and this and this and this and this and this. And then we try to teach our children, or we try to teach our, younger siblings, or we try to teach people in our life that, are younger, hey, do it like this, trust me on this. Why wait? The shortest route between two distances is a straight line. The straight line to your manifestation is a straight line through your fear. Because, I'll be real with you, I think vision boards are good, but I think they're a little doily and they're okay. Because they're, when I look at somebody's vision board, I look at all these dreams. But how come, you don't have a physical reality vision board that came true? Now, granted, if you're just starting and you're manifesting, I understand it. But the truth is, the ultimate vision board in this life is when it shows up physically. And the picture is of you in that life. To me, we focus more on, in the spiritual community, on building a vision opposed to living in the vision. And so a lot of the people that are marketing spirituality or whatever to you is all about how you're going to get there, opposed to learning real steps, which is getting through the fear aspects, getting through the real aspects, and realizing to not get so excited about the vision, but getting excited about living in the vision. You should not put so much energy in your vision board as much as you reaching your actual vision. Because people in this day and age live in their vision of their vision board instead of their actual reality becoming their vision. They think just because they have a wall full of pictures up, that's going to make my life happen. No, you're going to have to go through those humps, those fears, the initial fear of creating it and the fear to actually manifest it and dedicate to that. And trust me on this one. This is the biggest thing that is the biggest block in manifesting. Now, my final thoughts for today. However your vision is in your life, it is your own vision. Don't worry about what people will say, how people will look at it. We live in a spiritual community that is more judgmental than the world judges other communities. If you choose to drive a nice car, drive a nice car. If you choose to wear nice clothes, wear nice clothes. If you choose to wear nothing and live in a hammock, then do that. That's what you want to do. So when you build your vision, do not have the fear of building a vision based upon fear. Oh, well, because what you do is you take the molding of this manifestation and you mold it and you scrape it off and you start taking away from the beauty of which it is. The whole reason why you're down here is to live at your fullest extent and your fullest potential this life. I see more people in the world today, and the reason why I even do this channel is because literally, and all the work that I do is because I am just so sick of seeing people half-ass this reality and not live life full fucking throttle. This is not a life to waste. We are in 2018. The world is thriving. There's everything at your disposal right now. There is no excuse in the whole world why you shouldn't have the greatest life right now. Zero. None. Every excuse is a fear. Every excuse is a mother effing fear. Do not let those fears deceive you. Because the big fears, the queen fears, the ones that are like the queen insect in the back, send all their little armies of ants of fears to you. But the one that you have to get is just the big main fear, which is really your own issue with taking on the manifestation that you really want in your life. All those other little fears are excuses. Stop living in all those little excuses. Kill the big fear, which is just the fear of you owning the best life possible. Thanks so much for all your support. I truly appreciate it. You will not want to miss this. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific on High Vibe TV. Thanks so much for all your support. I truly appreciate you sharing these videos and getting it out there, and I will see you tomorrow.